Do you smell that? Smells like we're talking about COVID 2020 NFL season today. We're going to throw it back a little bit. We're throwing it back.
You should have threw it back on the camera.
That's not happening. We're going to throw it back to the 2020 NFL season and see what we forgot about.
And what we didn't.
Mm-hmm.
This is a memorable season.
There's a lot.
A lot of good shit happened. A lot of COVID shit happened. So
This was like prime story. If you think it's fake, this script writing was great.
they were cooking this year.
Let's get right into it.
All right, so let's start at the beginning of 2020. This is like COVID's taking over. They don't know what they're gonna do with the season. We got free agency and the draft. I listed the top 3 highest paid players at the significant positions, and then a bunch of other people. So out of all these, which ones stick out? Do we want to just go with the big one first?
It's not the top, we might as well.
Are we doing trades only or free agent and trade?
Oh, we'll do trades after.
Okay.
Tom Brady went to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Like always,
So,
I swear every year from like 2016 after, every year if he didn't win the Super Bowl, he's washed. He's washed. And he was only down to a couple teams that could afford him at this point in free agency. That was the Bucks, Raiders, and Bears. So
San Fran too.
maybe.
I
But
think
no, they had
won.
Garoppolo. They're paying
No, this
a
is
lot.
right after they made the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Right, yeah, they lost the Super Bowl with Garoppolo. So that
Which
was
did
the
happen in 2020, but not
Yeah.
the season.
So we
wanna
started
talk
the
about
year
Chiefs.
with a good Super Bowl.
We'll get there.
Shakira was the halftime show. And then COVID hit right after the Super Bowl of Patrick Mahomes' first win. And anyways, Tom Brady had a few choices of teams, and he went to the Bucks.
Easy choice.
Easy. There was nothing.
Also, when he went there, all the fucking ring-chasing vets all went there.
Of course. They were smart to do that.
The one person that didn't go there, I was surprised, was Julian Edelman. I thought he was gonna end up in
That's
fucking
true.
Tampa.
They
I
had
thought
their
he was
own.
gonna go there.
They had their own. They had Scotty Miller.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Another Unk QB switching teams after a whole career. Philip Rivers retired a Colt. A lot of people probably forget that.
He
Well-
did have a kid this in 2022.
Another one?
He got to have.
He probably averaged a kid a season, so.
Yeah.
He's still pumping him out?
Right now, today.
Oh, I thought that's what you were just saying.
No, I'm talking about
Maybe.
during this 2020 season.
Oh,
So he's cooking on the field and in.
and in the bedroom.
Yep.
Good thing he's got a lot of money.
They were first round exits to the Buffalo Bills.
Yep.
That was Josh Allen's first playoff win, I think.
Probably.
Right about there. And Philip Rivers retired. So that sucks.
And then the third highest paid QB was Teddy Bridgewater.
Whoa.
Yikes.
Big drop off, I'd say.
This was to the Denver, right? Oh,
No.
no. Oh, my.
The Carolina.
Coming from the Saints, going to Carolina.
Oh, that's bad.
And then the other QBs are Marcus Mariota, Andy Dalton, Jameis Winston, and Cam Newton going to the Patriots.
I just want to remind everybody that Robbie Anderson is one of the best receivers in Jets history. And Teddy Bridgewater and Robbie Anderson were a 2020 Panthers duo. Yeah.
Yeah, Cam Newton in New England was notable.
For 2 games.
For 2 games, I was very scared of the Patriots.
I wasn't.
Or the Seattle game, I remember watching that.
Oh, yeah, I remember that moment.
They went from Tom Brady to Cam Newton, who's 30. I wasn't really afraid. They could go from Tom Brady to, like, I don't know, who's, like, the third best quarterback. Like, I don't know.
Who's the third best quarterback?
Patrick Mahomes.
No, before.
Oh,
In
before
2020.
Oh.
Aaron Rodgers.
And
Yeah,
Rodgers
probably.
was one.
He's probably.
I would be less scared if it went from Tom Brady to the fourth best quarterback, so Cam Newton wasn't a problem. That was irrelevant.
Leonard Fournette, another guy who I was talking about. Let's just go to Tampa Bay because motherfucking
But he
Tom
played
Brady's
good.
there. But yeah,
He was
he's
helpful.
good. Yeah, he's good.
Him and Rojo,
Mm-hmm.
Good backfield.
LaShawn McCoy, ring chasing,
That worked.
also worked. Yep. Adrian Peterson still getting paid by random teams.
And getting beaten as kids at the same time. Wasn't that this year where
Isn't
something
he like
was?
poor now? Doesn't he like sell all his like game use shit because he has like no money?
No, definitely not.
I think he is.
He's probably not filthy rich, but he's also not broke.
No, I think he like is bankrupt. Like has no.
No, I
money.
don't think it's zero.
He took out a loan for $5 million. Something happened. He had to pay $8.3 million.
I wonder if that was worth
That's
it.
probably like 2 years in running back salary.
Yeah, at this point he was making less than
Yeah, less than
5 million a year,
3.5.
so fucking not that much money.
Yeah, but you still should have money from when you were fucking the MVP.
Yeah, from getting all the like
Numbnuts.
ads and shit. But like,
Yeah.
I remember seeing things where he was selling like his game used jerseys and shit.
Made $103 million in his career and was broke before he even finished.
How does that happen?
I don't know.
I love him.
Receivers. The highest paid receiver, Emmanuel Sanders. Cool. Then Robbie Anderson to the Panthers. Randall Cobb to the Texans. Demir Bird is on this list. Kind of crazy.
It wasn't too bad.
Philip Dorsett, also on this list.
Mohamed Sanu, this is when he was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, if you were like 12, you love Mohamed Sanu.
Mm-hmm. And then Nelson Aguilar, my favorite player to make fun of back in the day. Still now.
Dropping problems.
Mm-hmm.
Is he on the Ravens still? No way.
Yeah.
It's gotta be.
Cool.
Alright. Tight ends. Highest paid was Austin Hooper. When he was like nasty. I remember having him in fantasy when he was on the Falcons still.
Then he got traded to
Go.
like the Titans and then like the Raiders and then the Patriots.
Yeah, something like that.
Was that the order?
Well,
I don't
he
remember
was
the Raiders
on
one too well, so I don't know.
Yeah, he was on the Raiders.
Oh, right. Browns was next. Wait.
He
that was
he
Browns.
signed with the Browns, yeah.
And then he was on the Titans.
Mm-hmm.
I remember
Something
that.
like that, yeah.
What a nice guy.
Jimmy Graham went to the Bears. Greg Olson went to the Seahawks. Two goats right there.
That was great. He was good.
There's a lot of like
Old heads too.
LeBron.
Hall of
Ridiculous.
Famers in this list. Eric Ebron,
Especially-
Tyler Eifert, shout out,
99
Madden legend.
overall Madden 17.
Madden legend. Jason Witten, for no reason at all, didn't want to stay with the Cowboys. Like, what are you doing?
You've been there for 20 years. You might as well.
Why even go be a backup on the fucking Raiders?
Yeah, that guy sucks.
And then Gronk. Didn't he actually get traded for like a 7th round pick or something?
Yeah, he got traded, and then at one point he's like, "I'm retired, so you can't trade me."
No, that
and
was
then
the
he
Lions.
came out
That
of
was to the
retirement and then
Lions,
got
yeah.
traded here.
Yeah.
And then on the defensive side of the ball, Zach, do this one.
So, the highest paid defensive player, right?
The highest paid overall, the biggest contract in all of free agency.
In all of free agency, I think it was the highest paid corner in the league.
Definitely was.
It was Byron Jones. He played probably like 20 games and he got paid about $60 million. I don't think we had to pay him a couple times because he just stopped working. He didn't show up to jobs anymore. You know, like if you stop showing up to your job, like there would be problems. That was Byron Jones. One good year, and then his like third year, he's like, those trainers were the worst trainers ever. They messed me up for life. So Byron Jones sucks. He has a shitty personality, and he sucks.
Legend of the combine.
Yep, he has the world record in history.
Long jump, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
broad jump, right?
Broad. I don't fucking know.
One of the jumping things, dude. He has the world record. That's wild.
His card man was disgusting too.
The free agent.
Yeah.
This is prime Madden years.
Yes.
Madden Mobile too.
He was getting washed.
This was
Soft
post Overdrive.
Yeah.
Yeah, Overdrive was
Still
like 18 or 19.
with Antonio Brown.
Yeah. But
That dude ruined the
That
game.
was rough.
Shout out Antonio Brown. Ruined Madden Mobile.
Why?
It was his fault.
Yeah.
He was on the
I
cover.
think it's your fault.
Dante Fowler. He just signed with the Cowboys. Woo. James Bradbury. And a bunch of other people left their teams. Oh, look at former quiz answer, Kyle Van Noy.
Wow, what a joke of a signing that was.
Mm-hmm.
That guy, I think he also played like 4 or 6 games.
What a great
He
free
hated
agency for the
everybody.
Dolphins.
I remember, like, I would watch, like, this is when I had nothing to do. So I'd watch every single Dolphin snap, like, multiple times. And this dude would be jogging on defense. Like, you know how, like, they go in pursuit? Like all the dudes will pursue every play.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Van Noy is just, like, giving himself out of the play. Makes no tackles, makes no effort.
Super Bowl champ by that point. So
Total
he didn't
idiot.
care.
Total absolute numbskull.
On to the century.
That's
All right.
awesome.
Any more free agents we want to talk about?
The best card in Madden 20, Jadeveon Clowney. That free agency card was scary.
Most random first overall pick.
Yeah.
No,
He's up there.
it gets crazier.
He's not
Recently.
random. He was fucking disgusting in college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in hindsight, it'll be a random because he was didn't pan out as well as he
They
should
would
have.
triple him in college, and he would still get through them.
All right, now let's talk about trades. Because this was the year the fucking, what was his name? The butt chin. Bill O'Brien made the greatest trade in NFL history, where he fleeced the Cardinals to get himself washed David Johnson in exchange for some guy named DeAndre Hopkins,
Who was the best receiver in the league at the time?
and proceeded to be like the second best, third best receiver.
Top
in the
5
league
for
that
like
season.
3 years.
Yeah,
Nuke.
craziest trade. I don't know. That's
I
it.
think he's overrated as fuck.
DeAndre Hopkins.
He wasn't at this point.
No, this was
Doesn't
like
shit.
GOAT. This is like
Not at this time. He was from like 17 to like 22. He was like the best receiver in the league.
and then once he touched
Didn't do
the
anything as it, though.
Titans,
Yeah, that was bad.
then it dropped off. Titans does that to people though.
Oh yeah, like Julio too.
Mm-hmm.
That guy's overrated. He's a 6'4" merchant.
He's pretty good at one
He's
point
fucking skilled as shit.
in this year.
Pretty skilled for the 4th overall pick. How much higher do you want to get fucking picked, you athlete?
The Colts get DeForest Buckner, and the 49ers get a first-round pick. Who they got?
Kinlaw?
Javon Kinlaw.
Javon Kinlaw, who just got
Cut.
great pick. Great pick.
It was a good idea. It was a bad execution.
Another relevant player to yesterday's news. The Bills trade a first-round pick to the Vikings for Stephon Diggs.
Wow.
You
You think that
5
paid
years
out?
ago.
Who did the Vikings? Oh, that did not work out.
No.
That did not work
What?
out.
Oh my God! If the Bills
Had
stuck
Justin
and
Jefferson.
picked Justin Jefferson,
Who's, by the way, still on the team. Like, you know.
holy shit! I think it was a good trade for both because I think Josh Allen needed Diggs at this point. Like Drake May needs Diggs at this point.
But Justin Jefferson went up there.
But Justin Jefferson, yeah, he's that guy.
The gritty would have been cool in Buffalo. Now it's not cool at all.
Him and Matt Collins last year.
Oh my god, that guy's name out of here.
Yo, Emmanuel Sanders, Justin Jefferson, and Matt Collins. That team would have won the Super Bowl. On
Wait.
the Bills.
Oh,
That team would have won the Super Bowl.
why are you
They
just
don't have
like
the plot.
combining random players who played on the
Because
Bills?
they could have all been there.
um,
Jefferson did not play for the Bills.
this is when the Eagles also traded for Darius Slay for just like a third and a fifth, and I feel like he was like best corner, top 5 corner
He was great.
for just some picks. And then the Texans got Brandon Cooks from the Rams to fix D-Hop. Yeah, no, it doesn't help the DeAndre Hopkins trade, but yeah, he ended up playing good for them.
Man, I feel like Brandon Cooks was so young at this point.
It was because that was his second team that he was on.
When was he on the Patriots? Before
After that. Was it? Oh, yeah, maybe you're right. Yeah, he was on the Patriots with the Super Bowl. Never mind.
Yeah.
I'm wrong.
Because he caught the touchdown.
He got knocked out.
Yeah, you got rocked.
In 18, he got knocked out.
Mhm.
So this was the third team.
Dead on the field. And then my favorite draft of all time was this year, too.
2020.
2020 draft. All the fucking people who are nasty now came from this fucking draft.
Had nothing to do, so we just stalked. Every single person on this earth stalked this draft class. Had to. And it paid out.
Joe Burrow. Alright. Obviously, Joe Burrow. Absolutely worth the pick. Number 2. Chase Young. What do we think about Chase Young?
Dude, he won Deep Boy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, rookie.
Mm-hmm.
D-Roy.
Defensive Rookie of the Year.
That he was like scary. He played like I think 8 games. His rookie year.
I think it was like 11. I just looked at it.
Okay, it wasn't a lot.
Who's 3?
Jeff Okuda.
And then
My new Jeff.
Love that guy.
Andrew Thomas.
Yeah. Man, I had hope in Jeff Okuda.
Me too.
I still have hope in Chase Young.
I do too.
I've seen some of his lowlights with the Niners. I don't think I've ever
I love Chase Young.
given him faith again.
Andrew Thomas. Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. Andrew Thomas was like a good tackle in the league,
Now he
right?
played 15 games his rookie year.
Maybe it's the second year he didn't play.
Second year he played 9. Third year he played 3.
Wow.
Then he played 7 on Washington, 9 on the Niners, and then played all of last year. Didn't get hurt last year.
Imagine if he was like what he was supposed to be, and he was on that Washington team, and then in the 2025 championship he raped Jalen Hurts, and then the Washington won the Super Bowl instead.
Mm-hmm. That'd be
Or
awesome.
picture him on the 49ers if he was supposed to be what he was.
He wouldn't have got traded.
They
if he
wouldn't
was
have been
supposed
able to
be what he
Pay
was.
him. That's also true.
And if he was also that good, Jaden Daniels would have never been there either.
Right, that is true.
Oh.
They would have won
They
one
would
more
still
game.
be poverty.
Yeah, it would be worse probably if he was better.
All right, now we move on. 5 years later, what do we think about Tua over Herbert?
I think that's a great choice.
They both blow.
Neither of them are ever gonna win shit.
Yeah.
What difference does it make? One's a losing throw for a lot of yards merchant, and then one's a throw for a lot of yards I suck merchant.
No, it's he throws for a lot of yards and can't play in the cold merchant.
Yeah,
He's a heat merchant.
or
He's
uses
a-
brain.
He's a concussed merchant.
Wow, what a miserable fucking pick.
Oh yeah, doesn't Tyreek Hill wanting to get traded? I haven't
He
heard
changed
anything.
his mind.
Yeah, he forgot about all that.
When Tua got drafted, I remember where I was sitting. I took off all. I promise this is a true story.
No, you did
I
not.
promise, true story. It was me and my dad in the room, and that's it. I took off all of my clothes except my underwear, and I
Okay.
ran around the entire house for like at least 30 minutes screaming, like we were gonna win the Super Bowl.
Never
Would you have
trust
done the
someone
same
from
thing if you
being
picked Justin Herbert?
No,
Yes.
I watched I'd watched like their clips and shit.
Even if Herbert went to Oregon?
Yeah, I wasn't an Oregon fan until
Until
Javon
Javon
Holland. That was the year after.
Yep.
But I would watch both their clips and I'm like, yeah, I want Tua over Herbert before. Like, this is like 3 months before the draft.
Alright, Derek Brown was picked 7th. Let's go to the first receiver picked off the board. Henry Ruggs III.
Man, that worked out.
Genuinely could have.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was great.
Remember the Hail Mary
I know what you're talking
Yes.
about.
against the Jets?
Jets.
And these dudes like blitzed or something, and Ruggs won on a Hail Mary.
Cooked him. Literally. He's definitely going to play when he gets out of jail.
In
Is
12
he getting?
years.
Isn't it like
No.
5 more years?
I don't think so. I think it's like next couple
He's a
years.
celebrity. He'll get out next week.
Vic did.
Vic did.
Vic on site.
Well, that's first overall pick. Michael Vick.
Yeah, but he was
Madden
Well,
star
Vic was
Michael
also
Vick.
dogfighting instead of hitting somebody at 156 miles an hour.
Actually
Killing.
killing a person.
Yeah,
and,
and
he
a
also
dog.
killed a dog.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
The puppy.
Well, Vic was doing it on purpose. Henry Ruggs by accident.
Pick 13, Tristan Wirfs. W pick right here.
Yes.
Secure that Super Bowl.
15th. Second receiver off the board. Jerry Jeudy. Also did not work out.
Yeah, no. For Denver
He
anyway.
had potential.
Maybe for
He still does it.
Cleveland.
Oh yeah, he's got a bunch for Cleveland.
When you
but-
go for 1,400 yards just randomly.
But I mean, like,
Jameis Winston merchant.
He'll be
actually.
solid.
I was just gonna say that.
He'll be solid in 10 years. We're gonna know who he is. Like he'll be like on a team in 10 years.
he's gonna play for 15 years.
Yeah, I think so. I think he'll play till he's like 35. As long as he doesn't lock any kids in the car again, he should be okay.
16th, AJ Terrell somehow never made a Pro Bowl or All Pro. Kind of weird. Third receiver taken off the board, C.D. Lamb. Thank God we got the good one.
Top 3 current:
On a good day.
Yes.
Jefferson,
Chase.
and then
Yeah, CD.
CD.
I guess that's fair.
I mean, like
Tyreek Hill if
No.
Tua didn't get
Not after what I saw last year.
maybe Matt Collins, but
Oh my fucking god. That guy.
and Diggs low-key 5. Just kidding.
Imagine being the Eagles and picking fucking Jalen Reagor over Justin Jefferson. Thank God the
Oh
Eagles
my
don't
God,
have
I
Justin
know.
Jefferson. Huh.
Holy moly! Thank God they don't have Jalen Reagor either. They'd be better.
Fish man. Ayuk forgot he was a first round pick.
Looked like a great pick 2 years ago, or maybe even last year. Now, not so much.
And then
at the beginning of last year.
Yeah.
pick number 26 might be like one of the most relevant picks in this whole draft.
Only if he was good though.
No. Not for him. For Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Hating the world and winning back-to-back MVPs after they draft this motherfucker.
Good.
They pissed off the probably best, like most skilled quarterback of all time.
Drew Brees is better.
Not like talent, not like pure raw. Wake up tomorrow and throw the ball with his brain. Yeah, but
Watch them highlights, boy.
Highlights.
Boy.
It seems like you're missing something between 26 and 28 by a person named Jordan Brooks.
Who's not on this team he was drafted to anyway, so irrelevant pick.
Hey, why did
Not a
Jalen
Pro
Reagor
Bowler.
make it?
Because that's funny to laugh at.
I also
Why
believe
is Michael Pittman there? He
Michael
blows.
Pittman's relevant.
DeAndre Swift relevant?
Yes.
What?
Pro Bowl.
we're missing pick
Skipping.
30 as well. Noah Igbenogany.
Mm-hmm.
Hurt my feelings.
We're missing pick 32.
Fucking Chase
Clyde
Claypool's on
Edwards-Helaire.
here then?
Yep.
Chase Claypool's down here, yeah.
Why?
Because he's the GOAT this year. He's relevant for
Oh,
later.
Trayvon Diggs, I forgot about that dude.
Fucking great second round pick. We were hitting. Jerry knew what the fuck he was doing when he was on his super yacht this year. He knew what he was doing. Also, Jalen Hurts picked in the second round. Solid pick.
Got him a Super Bowl.
So
What
great
More than
else
solid.
we got in here?
I see a Gabe Davis.
But like, I feel like if Tua and Hurts switch places,
Tua.
we don't win shit.
Oh yeah, no way.
Mhm.
We
Not
don't
a
win
shot. No.
Absolutely anything.
Tua on the Eagles.
I think it would be the same. It would be like a slightly more passing. 0 running.
Slightly more concussions.
Yeah.
No, less concussions. Better O-line.
But the coach is more retarded.
It's true.
Mm.
No, they still had Doug Peterson. When he was good.
Tua would have won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't know about all that. They went like 4-11 this year. Or some shit. Any cool people down here?
Devin Duvernay.
Zach Bond. Relevant to this
Devin
year.
Oh, yeah.
Duvernay made an All-Pro.
He aged like
Devin
one.
Duvernay, all-pro kick returner.
Oh, I thought
Special
that
teams
counted.
matter, god damn it.
He was the first Ravens receiver in the whatever it was. Drafted by them to go to the All Pro,
Juwan Jennings.
but not
Oh, yeah.
the receiver.
Ben
Andrew
Ducci,
Colby Parkinson.
the GOAT. I don't even know where was he a Seahawks draftee? He wasn't, right?
Yeah.
Was he?
Must have been.
He's
I don't
on
think
the-
they would've
he's on the
traded
Rams
for
now,
him.
Right?
Yeah, he's on the Rams now. I didn't know if he was like.
Yo,
a-
what
a
happened to
random-
Snead? Is Snead still relevant?
He's on the Titans. So
Yeah.
no.
He had a bit of a fall off last year.
He was
Yeah,
a,
I
he was
forgot
a Chiefs
about
merchant.
that. Snead was
He
so
was elite.
good. Dude, I swear I thought Snead was like the best corner in the league. Like 3 years ago, probably.
Mm.
I thought he was so good. Fuck. I feel so bad for his family.
I know. You played for the
Yeah,
Chiefs.
they
You
got
don't
the
like
Lions.
him.
But he was so good. No matter who he guarded, dude, it was actually straps.
All right. Anyone else we want to point out in this draft? Bandinucci. Go.
Juwan Jennings.
Juwan Jennings. Solid pick for a 7th round pick.
Gabe Davis.
Yeah, that guy sucks.
Luke.
Yeah, I see the name. I see the
Favorite wide receiver 3.
I thought he was drafted like 3 years ago. What the fuck is going on?
DPJ. Go.
I saw that as Diamond Dallas Page for some reason.
I was also looking at it thinking Diamond Dallas Page, even though I knew it was a J.
Yeah.
Alright. Let's just skip to other news. Luke Kuechly retires. This was before like the draft and shit, but yeah, Hall of Famer. NFL expands the playoffs to add the wild card.
Awful decision.
W decision.
I don't like that,
That
man.
was really in 2020. I thought the wild card was always a thing.
It was.
It was
The
it's just-
7th team.
Yeah, they added a 7th. and
They
then
eliminated-
both first gets a bye.
They eliminated a bye week. The 2 seed used to get the bye. I thought that was so good. That style was so great.
But now you can laugh at the Cowboys when they lose. to
But
fucking
half the
Packers.
league makes the playoffs. That's so stupid.
It's true. But usually they get weeded out.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, that's
Yeah,
really
but-
every sport.
That's so
Half the team
dumb.
makes the playoffs.
I don't like that. It should be like 10 teams make the playoffs out of 32.
Mm.
12 is great. 12 out of 32 is great.
14 too much.
Yeah.
2 more teams.
You can go 8-8 and make the playoffs.
Yep. Actually, you can go 7-9 in
Yeah.
the playoffs.
That's stupid.
That's just because our division is dog shit.
Right, but
Oh yeah, talking about Washington. They were no longer the Redskins. They became the football team. Yeah. Fucking stupid.
better name than the Commanders.
No.
The
Yeah,
Washington
what the
football
fuck
I like
even is a
Commanders.
commander?
What?
The dudes that fight.
The dudes?
Like from Star Wars, aren't they
Yeah,
Commanders?
Fleet commander.
Like Commander Cody.
Commando.
Going commando.
The Washington Commanders.
Patrick Mahomes got his $500 million contract that every year gets restructured because they
Yeah.
have no more money. But yeah, that's the year that happened. Head coaching hires, we have Matt Rule to the Panthers, absolutely did not work out. Joe Judge to the Giants, absolutely did not work out. Kevin Stefanski to the Browns, 2-time Coach of the Year winner. So,
Good.
That's good.
very good. Mike McCarthy to Cowboys. This was the start of suffering. Like, I hate this
You
guy.
guys have been suffering for like 30 years now.
I hate this guy.
And the coach now is.
Brian Schottenheimer.
And is this dude better than Mike McCarthy's?
We
where
don't
did
know yet.
Mike McCarthy's not the coach? I thought he was staying.
No.
Where the fuck did he go?
Nowhere.
To the couch.
What the hell?
He's with Aaron Rodgers, right?
Okay. Let's go to the regular season. I'm not going through these stats. I'm just gonna go through the big ones, the relevant things that happened. Like week 1 when the Jaguars won their only game of the whole season.
Wow. That was
Was that long
2020.
They won, and they beat Phillip Rivers on the Colts, and they didn't win a game the rest of the year, and they got Trevor Lawrence.
They posted on Twitter, "We're not satisfied with one win."
They had to be. They were stuck with it.
It worked out though.
Let Russ Cook started this week as well. Next week, week 2, Cowboys onside kick comeback win versus the Falcons. That shit was great. I was like, we are winning the Super Bowl
What happened?
when they came back to beat the Falcons and they did the onside kick.
No, I'm talking
Greg
about.
Zerline.
No, yeah, I got that part. But what happened to when you almost won the Super Bowl or something?
We thought we were gonna win the Super Bowl,
All right.
and then Dak's leg. We're not there yet. Talking about injuries, this week I completely forgot this happened. The 49ers had Bosa get injured, Kittle get injured, Jimmy G, Debo, and Mostert. All injured in the same game.
Good job, other team.
They had C.J. Beathard play quarterback.
Did they play the Bears that game?
No, you're thinking of
Justin
This-
Fields. You know,
Yeah, that was
The slip and
after
slide.
Whatever,
the rain
like,
game.
water,
That's
yeah.
what that was week 2 or 3.
Trey Lance versus. Yeah. But this week, Saquon, Devontae, CMC all got injured. Oh, surprise! Christian McCaffrey got hurt. Who would have thought? Was this Julian Edelman's best career game?
And best career season.
Yeah, it was his career high against Seattle.
And then this was the end of Cam Newton being good.
Oh, yeah.
For 3 weeks.
Week 3, the
Yeah,
Justin
Lucas
Jefferson game. 7 receptions, 175 yards, and the greedy touchdown. That was his first touchdown of his career.
What team was that against?
I want to say Colts, but I don't know.
I think you have the right colors.
I think so too.
I was gonna say the Lions.
I was also gonna say the Lions, because I think it's divisional.
Or the aura of this man on his first career touchdown.
Who?
Justin Jefferson.
It might low-key be Buffalo.
It was Tennessee.
Oh
You
yeah.
have the right
Look
colors.
at we're all nailing the blue teams.
Talking about blue teams, this was the week that Tyrod Taylor's lung got stabbed by the team doctor,
Wow.
and Justin Herbert was forced to start his first game.
What an awful day.
Alright, week 5. Dak gets injured. Super Bowl fucking parade, cancel it, it's over. We lost.
Perfect.
Andy Dalton came in and saved us.
Sounds like my Super Bowl.
This is the Chase Claypool game.
4 touchdowns.
4 tutties. And the Steelers were still undefeated. Alex Smith makes his return after leg explosion.
Whoa.
Yep.
Something is crazy on week 12.
Mm-hmm. And then we have the first ever Tuesday night football between the Bills and the Titans. And that is the night Derrick Henry stiff-armed Josh Norman into retirement home or some shit. I don't know. I don't think he played after this. I didn't even know he was still in the league at this point. And then, highlighted players. So I highlighted random players who did good. Tell me if you know Travis Fulgham.
Yeah.
10
4 games.
receptions, 152 yards and a touchdown.
He had 4 good games, and then that was the end of his career.
Yeah, that's about it. The next week, week 6, Keelan Cole, 6 receptions, 143 yards.
Nice guy.
Kenyon Drake, 146
That's
yards and
random.
2 touchdowns
On the Cardinals.
Yeah.
on the Cardinals. Week 7, DK Metcalf chased down Buda Baker.
Wow.
I was so salty when that happened.
That was
'Cause I hated
2020.
DK.
I love DK, and
Seems
that
like you
was
still
like,
do.
this dude's the
Yeah, I
GOAT.
don't like him.
He's on your least favorite team now, so.
He's with your
I don't
favorite
despise.
receiver.
Maybe favorite, yeah.
KJ's crying somewhere right now.
Favorite receiver 3.
What if he also went to the Steelers and then he'd be there?
And then my favorite 1 and favorite 3.
And then your least
And then
favorite
least
two.
favorite 2, maybe.
That's a crazy room. And then this was the same week Todd Gurley officially solidified himself as washed and accidentally scored a touchdown and lost the game.
I felt so bad for him.
What else? Next week, week 8, Javon Wims punches C.J. Gardner-Johnson in the face, in the helmet.
That was during the regular season?
That was in the regular season.
I thought that was a playoff game.
Playoffs?
They met in the playoffs, though.
Did they?
I think wild card, and they lost first round.
They did.
Because
That'd be
Jimmy
crazy if
Graham-
it happened in the playoffs.
Jimmy Graham scored his last touchdown against his old team playoffs.
And he walked off the field.
Yeah.
Genius.
I thought that was the same game.
Week 9, Richie James. 9 receptions, 184 yards and a touchdown.
Man, someone's got to shine in the game plan. Someone.
Next week, probably one of the best plays I've ever seen live, the Hail Murray. That game was great too. Not just the ending.
Yeah.
They were going back and forth the whole fourth quarter. And then DeAndre Hopkins My arms are definitely out of the top of the screen, but
What's
whatever.
luck?
His practice.
Snatch that shit.
It had to be luck. It was probably on DeMar Hamlin and DeMar Hamlin. Like, who else would be guarding him?
Ronald Jones had 192 rushing yards and a touchdown this week.
And a 99-yard run.
I was gonna say, is that this game?
Stat pad.
Had to have been.
I remember that very well.
Week 11. Joe Burrow gets injured versus Washington and will miss the rest of his rookie year. Sad day. Would he have won Rookie of the Year?
No, they were bad.
Who?
Like, really bad.
Burrow.
They're like 1-7. Like,
Only if Rookie of the Year like depended on team stats.
who won it? Never mind.
Your boy.
Never mind.
I remember, I think I wanted Jefferson to win,
Yeah.
but it went Herbert. I love them both equally. Week 11 was Demir Bird week.
It wasn't that bad actually.
6 receptions, 132 yards, and a touchdown. That kind of surprised me.
Jesus.
I could picture
20 yards a catch.
Week 12, crazy week. Thanksgiving games.
Holy crap.
Texans murdered the Lions, and the football team murdered the Cowboys, and this is where I was done with Mike McCarthy. This game, we ran a fake punt from our own, 20 down
He thought he was
Maybe
Dan
like
Campbell before Dan Campbell.
16 or something like that.
I think there was a kick
80.
return touchdown in that game.
Probably. Antonio Gibson also had fucking 3 touchdowns at 115 yards.
Wish he could still do that.
He barely had a job after the year.
This was also the same week that Tyreek Hill had 13 receptions, 269 yards, 3 touchdowns, and had 200 receiving yards in 1 quarter
Against the Bucs.
versus the Bucks. Too bad he couldn't do that in the Super Bowl.
Yep. That peace sign got thrown back at him.
And then also this was, Andrew, do you remember Kendall Hinton?
No.
Broncos emergency QB who is a receiver because all the quarterbacks got COVID. So Kendall Hinton played.
Why would I know that?
I don't know, I just want to throw that out there.
Oh. Kendall Hilton.
Yeah, he completed 1 pass for negative yards.
I'm picturing
His,
it in my head right now.
His play sheet or whatever, his fucking wristband is in the Hall of Fame.
Nice.
That's what I learned while researching.
Nice.
Good for him. He's all of Famer.
Week 13, the game happens.
Sorry, just real quick. Kendall Hilton might be better. Hinton, whatever. Might be better than Devin Hester all time. Continue.
In the calls.
No.
No one's better.
Ridiculous. We will get to Mac Hollins later, too.
Told him when to leave the room.
Week 13,
I love him.
the 11-0 Steelers lose to the Washington football team. What a great game.
This was actually my peak Steelers hating.
This was awesome.
I was up there hating the Steelers at this time as well.
And I was a
Yeah,
big
from-
Washington football fan
Me
because
too.
they're so poverty in Chase Young and Terry
And I love Alex Smith too.
and Alex Smith.
Cool guy.
This is a top 10 fraud check of the decade so far.
You remember when I told you I like the Chiefs because they're the worst team in 2000?
Yeah, yeah.
This is Alex Smith was my favorite quarterback basically.
My favorite Chiefs fan over here.
Yeah.
Week 14, another great game. I can remember me and Austin jumping around singing the fucking Trace McSorley song when this man had to come in and relieve Lamar Jackson while Lamar Jackson would go relieve himself by taking a shit.
That was 5 years ago.
That was 5 years ago.
Against the Browns.
What?
Against the Browns. The Lamar Jackson poop game.
That was really 5 years ago?
Yep.
What the hell?
He came back and had a game-winning drive.
That was a great game. Back-to-back weeks with the Steelers game. That's awesome. Football, this is like a peak season. Derrick Henry, stiff arm, Hail Murray. Great year. Week 16, Ryan Fitzpatrick. Do you remember what Ryan Fitzpatrick did
Against the Raiders.
to the Raiders?
It's
And Mac Hollins
Oh,
sealed the game.
that was so great. John Gruden
eliminated the Raiders from the playoffs.
John Gruden was a pussy ass bitch. So they had the ball at the 1 yard line with like 20 seconds. Instead of scoring the touchdown and going up by like 5, because the other team would have like 15 seconds to score, they kneeled the ball and killed all of our timeouts and kicked a field goal to go up by like 2. So you know what happened after that? They lost. They lost because he wanted to be a pussy little bitch. They slid at the 1. Just score the touchdown, they would have won the game.
Mm-hmm.
But no. By the way, that idiot that can't catch, Nelson Aguilar,
Yep.
had his fucking best career game that day. On Byron Jones. Oh my god, I was so angry. Oh my god. Myles Gaskin, fantasy legend, that game too.
Was that one of his 30-point games?
Had to have been, because he had like a 60-yard
I
receiving
feel like
touchdown.
he's had multiple 30-point fantasy games.
Yeah. Yep. He's great. You know who that is, Myles Gaskin?
Running back man.
I love him. Where is he?
What was your rookie card?
That was jersey. Oh god.
Damn. Corvette TikTok boy got murdered by Von Bell and Ryan Finley, and the fucking Bengals beat the 11-2 Steelers.
I remember that.
Yeah, me
Nice.
too.
The Steelers really lost fucking 4 games in a row to go into the playoffs, and then lost again.
Dude,
It's like what happened this year.
momentum is real.
Shout out Ryan Finley. And then also, this is the same week, Alvin Kamara scores 6 touchdowns on Christmas Day.
Wow. What a year.
What a fucking... This is what I'm saying.
I can picture where I was for all of these moments.
This was 5 years ago. Well, not literally yet, but like this season.
Didn't he get fined for the cleats too?
You did.
Yep.
It is. It's over 5 years.
So
now,
worth
right?
it. No. I'll do it.
Oh no, this Christmas, yeah.
Yo, Kamara was so cool.
Jeff Wilson had 183 yards that week.
On the 49ers.
Because everyone was hurt. My name's Jeff.
I'm hefing my Wilson.
And then finally, week 17, the only relevant game, the football team beat the Eagles, who decided to bench Jalen Hurts and play Nate Sudfeld so they can certify the tank.
And then he got fired.
And Alex Smith gets hurt in the last game of the season,
They tanked for
going into the playoffs.
They tanked for Devontae Smith.
Solid.
They won the Super Bowl. Whatever it took.
Yeah. He definitely helped.
Doug Peterson should get a fucking ring for winning this Super Bowl. Because he's responsible for like 75% of what happened.
I mean, he already has one, so you want.
He deserves the second one.
He deserves a third one after next year.
And he got to coach with Lawrence. Fucking 5 rings for Doug Peterson.
Only Florence is good though.
Yeah, he kind of sucks.
What do you mean for next year? Where is he?
Who?
Doug.
Go
He
on.
has no job.
Why next year?
For when the Eagles win it next year again.
Oh god.
No.
I'm rooting for it.
Please no. I'd rather do anything else.
God.
So overall stat leaders, Deshaun Watson had the most passing yards.
Yay.
Derrick Henry had 2,000 rushing yards,
Boom.
and only 4 people had 1,000 rushing yards.
Being who?
That was like 2 years ago.
Dalvin Cook, Josh Jacobs, David Montgomery on the Bears, who I hated for some reason.
Me too.
Don't know why.
I think it was because I had him the year after fantasy. So
Receiving, Diggs had the most yards. Travis Kelce 2, D-Hop 3. Sacks, T.J. Watt, Aaron Donald, Trey Hendrickson. Kind of funny to see him on here in now 5 years. He's like the guy. Quiz man. Relevant quiz people on
They
here.
couldn't pay him.
Interception leader,
No.
Xavier Howard.
He sucks.
And then
JC
J.C. Jackson.
That was 2020.
Wow.
That feels like it was like 2 years
And
ago.
Gilmore won Defensive Player of the Year.
that was the year before.
That was 2019.
Who won Defensive Player of the Year?
Aaron Donald.
Oh, well, that sucks. Oh, he should have been a Howard. I remember he came second. I was so angry. This fucking year made me so angry.
We love this year.
Yeah, we do.
Alright, playoff time. Wild card. Do you remember all the matchups?
So this is the first year with the 7 seed.
Yep.
What was the year the Chargers and the Raiders? Was that year, or was that like?
No,
That was like
that was the
no.
year after, I think.
Chargers are not in the playoffs.
Can I have the 2 seed in the
The
AFC?
2 seed is the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, they played the Steelers.
No.
No.
You already talked about this game.
Yeah, you've
okay?
already brought up this game.
I brought up this game and I forgot.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, the
Colts.
Colts,
The
right?
Colts.
Yeah, and they raped them.
And then number 3 was the Steelers, who got fucking murdered
By the Browns.
by the Browns.
Oh
Baker,
my
man.
God.
That was the
Baker
Nick
was
Chubb.
the
That was-
man.
That was if the Browns won it. We all bought the Browns.
Jarvis
Yeah.
Landry.
Up.
And Pooper.
Titans played the Ravens.
We're
Oh,
talking about fraud checks of the century. We could just have all of Lamar's
Oh my
1, 2, 3, 4,
God.
5 right there.
They won though. They
Like
won.
Marcus-
Marcus
Right.
Peters was going at the 50-yard line. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes. And then on the opposite side, we got the Saints beat the Bears.
Yeah, I talked about that
Rematch,
too.
really, yeah.
The Rams beat the Seahawks.
I don't remember that game.
And
Rams beat the Seahawks. Is
sixth
Stafford on that
seed-
team?
no,
No, that was no.
Jared Goff. The 6 seed Rams beat the 3 seed Seahawks.
I don't know this game at all.
I don't either.
I can't picture it in my head.
Todd Gurley. No,
No, he was young. He
Nope.
was in Atlanta.
no, I have no idea what happened in this game. I have no clue.
And then Tom Brady versus Taylor Heineke.
I remember this game.
This is Taylor Heineke.
Yeah, when he runs
Yep,
it in.
that was the closest Brady got to losing.
Taylor Heineke.
Heineke showed up to that game at like 6 a.m. in
Also,
the stadium.
I noticed looking at all the scores, the Bucks scored 31 points, 30 points, 31 points, 31 points. They almost scored 31 in every single game. I think that's weird.
That's a winning recipe.
Impressive.
That's winning recipe, especially when you have
Let's
good
go.
defense.
Yeah.
Yep.
Moving on. Divisional. Packers beat the Rams. Buffalo beat Baltimore 17-3. Where was
Who would've
Lamar?
thought? Who would've thought?
That's
I
when
remember.
Lamar, they were down. I think it was like 10-3 maybe,
Mm.
and I knew it was over. Lamar threw a pick 6. They were about to score. The Ravens were about to score.
Oh,
He threw a
yes.
100-yard
Yeah.
pick 6.
Oh my
Last year was
God.
Mark Andrews' fault.
Do you remember who it was to?
Oh yeah, it was Teron Johnson, right? The dude who got hit in
Yeah,
the head with the
yeah.
ball at the combine. Because I remember seeing that.
100-yard pick 6.
Tampa Bay beat New Orleans, and then Kansas City beat the Browns. This was the game where we all made the agreement.
Yeah.
The Cleveland Browns win the Super Bowl. We're all buying Browns jerseys. Like we had our players picked and everything, but it didn't happen this year. Maybe it will.
They were.
Hopefully we'll
We need
I
to touch
still
on
don't
this
know
game a
this
little
one.
bit. You remember Rashard Higgins?
I remember him not in this game specifically.
He was receiver 3. And do you remember Daniel Sorensen?
I remember the name. I don't remember him from this game.
Higgins dove like to hit the pylon with the ball,
Mm.
and Daniel Sorensen head to head hit him.
Oh, I remember
So
this.
he dropped the ball because he got hit in the fucking dome
Mm-hmm.
out the back of the end zone. So now the other team gets the ball, and that's an 8-point swing, and that's basically like what lost in the fucking game.
I remember being
Chad
so pissed off at Chad Henne.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that sucked. That sucked a lot.
I made like $1,200 that day.
Dude, what about when it was fourth
That's
down, and they went for it and threw it to Tyreek Hill?
Yeah, the little hour out that they still do today. That they do the same fucking play today,
Mm-hmm.
and nobody sees it coming, man.
Mm-hmm. Conference championship. Mahomes beats Josh Allen. Who would have thought?
Every fucking.
And
What game was that? What happened there?
That was the one when Diggs was standing
Yeah,
out,
oh,
looking in. Yeah.
Fucking hate him so much.
that was 38-24 slapping.
It got bad towards the end, I think. Well,
For sure.
I know we're like, oh yeah, Bills will be back. Bills will be back.
They will be back, but
were.
they won't win. Tampa Bay beat Green Bay.
Is that the Kevin King game?
Yes,
Are you like?
I was talking about this with Dylan like last week for some
They
reason.
won 31-26, so close game.
It's when Kevin King was like the laughing stock,
He let up like 2 touchdowns or something.
and then he had the whole game losing hold
yeah,
on 3rd down. You know what I'm talking about?
I remember.
And that's what we were talking
Yeah.
about. Fucking game losing.
Tom Brady really went through Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers to get to the Super Bowl and
And Taylor
beat
Heineke.
Mahomes. And Taylor Heineke, elite company. Then the Super Bowl,
This is the best moment of watching.
Tampa
ever.
Bay versus the
And people
Chiefs,
somehow argue that he isn't the best.
where the Chiefs just stomp. No, not that way. I wish. The Buccaneers stomped the Chiefs, 31-9. And the best picture ever is Antoine Winfield just fuck you, Tyreek Hill.
Gronk 2 touchdowns. Antonio Brown a touchdown. Fournette a touchdown.
I wore this jersey for a reason.
I wonder who the halftime show is going to be this year. Or for next year, technically.
Baby Tron.
Yeah, probably.
It's gonna be fucking Post Malone.
Strawberry Peels.
Yeah, this gave the Eagles the idea of just murder Mahomes.
When you think of one moment from that Super Bowl, is it the piece?
Yes.
I think it's them glazing
It's-
that Mahomes story where he threw
Oh,
it
yeah.
out.
That's what I
It
was
was like,
thinking.
oh my god, what a throw by
Oh.
Mahomes.
I was thinking, Mahomes running for his life,
Yeah.
and then it's that throw.
I remember
Because they almost
seeing
counted.
Woody run a total of like 90-something yards backwards throughout the whole game or something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, he was running for his life. Imagine if he would have completed that pass. That would be like NFL's #1 play of all time.
Nah, David Tyree solos it.
No, but like it's Mahomes, so they would have
No.
had him up there.
Mahomes is like if Eli Manning sucked.
What?
Sorry. I didn't mean to say that.
Okay. After the Super Bowl, MVP Aaron Rodgers, well deserved. 48 touchdowns to 5 picks. No one else is doing that except Aaron Rodgers. He's that guy.
Eli, maybe. I
Angry Aaron Rodgers, is that guy.
don't know. Yeah.
Russ had a shot. Russ didn't throw picks.
They
He
let him
didn't throw this much though.
Offensive Player of the Year, Derrick Henry, 2,000 rushing yards.
Makes sense.
Defensive Player of the Year, Aaron Donald.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Good
I'll take it.
picks.
Offensive Rookie of the Year, Justin Herbert. 31
Makes sense.
touchdowns to 10 picks.
Could have been Jettis.
Also broke the
Could have been
passing
Jettis.
yards record for a
For a
rookie.
rookie.
He
Yeah.
deserves it.
And what was his record that year? Maybe 2-13. That sounds fantastic.
Only if record mattered for those awards.
Yeah.
Defensive Rookie of the Year, Chase Young. 7.5 sacks.
Good.
4 forced fumbles. And 3 of them he recovered himself. 1 of them for a touchdown. Coach of the Year, Kevin Stefanski. 11 and
Good for
5
him.
rounds. And Comeback Player of the Year, Alex Smith.
Deserved.
All you have to do is snap the ball once.
Same thing with Tamar Hamlin, but that didn't happen. Alright, any other final thoughts on the great 2020 season? Other than it was great. And weird. Imagine like your first year in the NFL. No fans. No crowd noise. You just hear everything. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you like, subscribe, and we'll see you next week.